We have got the football in focus, teed up indoors on Battleground, home of Davis Jaxson, the fine golf teacher instructor he is. And we've got Jaxson Kemp with us from Northern Guilford. The Nighthawks just had a big win last week over Northwest Guilford, 7-0 in the season. Tell me about the difference in your two games. You had the one game the week before against Southwest, 6 touchdown passes in that one game. Then last week against Northwest, a little different story there. Ran the ball well, didn't throw for as many yards, but got the win. How about the difference in those two games? What was it? Hey, I know what it was. I'm going to answer for you, a little bit for you. See if I'm even close to this answer. Was it the fact that Northwest had those good defensive backs? Does that make a difference? What do you think?
That definitely was a bit of a difference. They were definitely much more prepared for our passing game, so that led us to be able to get more in the box with the run game. Because if they load the box, then we're able to pass it. If they get out in their secondary, then we're able to run the ball. So really, it just depends on what they're going to give us. And they did have a good secondary, and that allowed us to run the ball. We had the box that we wanted.
They got one pick against you, one pick, right?
Yes, sir.
Herb McNeil, number 3, picked that ball off. But, boy, late in that game, even early in the game, that opening drive of the game, you guys, we talked to Sam about it, got that NASCAR offense going. It was moving well for you. How do you like that up-tempo, fast pace?
Yeah, we had talked about it all week. We wanted to be fast tempo. We knew if we were fast with the ball, we knew that if we were fast, how we wanted to play, we'd get them off guard, and they wouldn't be able to get set. They would get tired, and that's exactly what happened that first drive.
And you guys couldn't wait for them to get the chains of the sticks set so you could run that next play, run as fast as you could.
Yeah.
And your linemen all did a good job being orchestrated, kind of coordinated. It was moving smoothly as you went.
Yeah, I talked to them pregame. I said, I want everybody the ball as fast as they can. I want you to get set. I'll give you the play, and we'll go.
Yeah, and it worked. You guys could have done a clunker. You guys, the way it was set up, you guys to the line quickly and ready to go, and the officials even had to slow you down a couple of times to make sure the defense was not laying on their back. Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen, but we want to be as fast as possible, get them caught off guard.
What about Dwight Hall's running last week, the running by Hall? Heck of a game. Akers against Southwest, a little more, but Hall last week, he had the premier game for him.
Yes, both running backs, they go out there and they run the ball with their heart. They go out and put it all out there, and Dwight did a very good job last week.
You got a good running back in Hall, good running back in Akers. You've got some receivers that are very strong. Reggie King, this Grayson Council kid had a big game against Southwest. He's come on strong for you, number 8 receiver now. Let's talk about his kind of emergence these days.
Yeah, so our starting receiver got hurt first game this season, and then Grayson just stepped in. He's playing both ways, and he did his job. He stepped in, very big body receiver, and he's gone out there and he's done what he needed to do.
And you still got Willoughby, you still got C.J. Morrison, 2 reliable receivers too. Plus you got Big Mac, that big tight end. That's a target you cannot forget. That's a very good target.
Yeah, especially when we put him in the box. Sometimes they completely forget about him. He'll just sneak out on a route and be able to hit him.
You hit him in the middle of the southeast a couple of times. He dropped 1 or 2, but he caught 2 or 3, so he caught more than he dropped. That guy's a very good asset to the team.
Yes.
So many teams, I think, these days they use the tight end more like a wide receiver. He's more like a tight end who can block and also can catch the football.
Yes.
You gotta like that. How many of these guys are still your best buds from back in the middle school days? How many of these guys you still got together up there?
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
We're pretty much all still together. I love it.
This junior class now has come into their own, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
How about
we're all
your
a band of brothers?
Yeah, a brotherhood, the Northern Guilford Night. How you like those Nighthawks? Those Nighthawks like Sam and also Sweeney, the job they do for you. Those Nighthawks up front.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. They protect me and I get it done.
And it allows you to get your running game going too.
Yeah.
The other teams have to play you honest. They can't just drop back and look for the pass because they know you can run the ball too.
Yeah, they're very powerful in the run game.
And some games, I think you've been the number 2 runner, sometimes maybe the leading rusher on the team a few games this year. What's your goal for rushing? You want to be a 500-yard rusher? You got any goals set for that? Just take what comes?
No goals. I'm just going to go out there and run as hard as I can. If they need me to run, I'm going to go do it.
Do what your coach wants you to do.
Yeah.
How about this Page game? What do you see in Page? What do you have to do to beat Page?
Just go play our game. We've been practicing hard all week, talking about not getting complacent. Every game's a new game. We've got to go out and play hard. So, yeah.
And you think about previous games against Page. Some of these have been pretty tough, so you don't want to underestimate these guys. They've got new young talent over there, too. They're playing pretty well. What about Coach Westberg? If you had to put him in a position on the team, you're going to put him in the game. Sam said quarterback. Where would you put Coach Westberg? Say you're already in the game. You got to get. How would you use him?
That's a hard question. I'd probably put him. Honestly, yes, quarterback. But
so you might put him at quarterback. You may move to another position yourself, maybe play outside of him at a running back, and you guys go the double pass.
Yeah.
That would work pretty quick.
Yeah, that would work.
Yep. Pat, throw it out to you. Let you throw the pass downfield.
Yep.
You be at quarterback.
They'll do a quarterback play.
Absolutely. The old double pass. Don't see it that much. Could be working good again. Do you set up any special plays, Coach Westberg? Any special plays?
Double pass.
There you go. Call it back. Bring it right at you.
Yeah.
Best college football team in the country this day and time, the one you like the most, one you think's the best. Who's the best college football team out there?
I would say right now, I'm really liking Texas.
Texas Longhorns. How about the Manning kid? Is he seeing full-time quarterback work right now? The other guy came back. I think they got another guy who was their starter. He went down, injury, then Manning took over. How's that working out?
Yeah, that seems to be working out very good for them. They got a very strong quarterback room in that team, so they can really go back and forth. Either of them look very strong with the team, so yeah.
That's a good thing. You just mentioned the quarterback room. You don't hear that reference as much. I like that. Talk about the Saturday college games. Ever heard of a guy named Jeff Saturday?
I think so.
Big lineman for Carolina back. I thought I just threw that in since we're talking about Saturday. Let's give Jeff Saturday a bit of a prop here too. In your opinion, we talked to Sam about this. He mentioned several, the best football player to ever come out of Northern Guilford over the years. I may ask you this before, maybe last year. Who do you think's the best ever?
Probably Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Who you rank number 2, probably?
TJ Logan.
There you go. Who'd be number 3? Is there a third guy there?
I'd say, as far as I know recently, probably Terrell Timmons.
Timmons, okay. Another guy we hadn't even mentioned tonight. This guy came after TJ. Kind of got lost in the shuffle. He was a darn good running back. C.J. Freeman. I guess his name does not come up much. Little shout out C.J. Freeman tonight too. Don't forget him. Had you ever heard of GreensboroSports.com? I know you have before tonight. All the way back to middle school, right? Remember that middle school game against Northwest that year? Boy,
Yeah.
Coach,
Double overtime.
Yeah, double overtime. Gosh, that's kind of crazy.
Long game.
Oh man, that's seemed like a long time ago now too.
Yeah.
Chase Cochran, the coach. The weird thing about that game is, since we're quick touch on middle school football, you guys played double overtime that game. They played double overtime last year. Northwest did against Kaiser, beat Kaiser last year. So they've been in that situation two out of the past 3 years. You guys beat them, and then they won it last year. Northwest Guilford, is that still your favorite rival team? You love to play those guys?
Yeah.
What if you could mix the two teams together? Would you enjoy kind of merging the two and playing a big game against a team somewhere? Do you like those guys enough you would play on the same team with them sometime? Or no?
I don't know, just because how the rivalry and how our games are with them. But I mean, if we found a way to play together, it'd definitely be a very strong team.
Very strong team. This one guy, I don't know why, I'm going to mention his name right quick on defense. He played well last week. He's been playing well. Austin Jaxson, number 5.
Yes.
That kid's been smoking it this year, I think. Favorite pregame meal for you? What are you eating these days? Has it changed in the years? You kept the same thing since back in the beginning.
It's really been the same thing for us every year.
What is
Just
it? What is
pasta.
it? Pasta. Do you like the sushi that Sam talked about? You guys ever go get the sushi?
I do like sushi, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. How about the post-game meal these days?
Some good pizza.
Good pizza.
Yeah.
The specialty pizza for the family pizza operations, or one of the chain brands?
Usually one of the chain brands or Luigi's.
Luigi's, I've heard of that. Where are they located?
They are off on 150.
Okay. It's kind of a neighborhood location in.
Yeah. They're about 5-6 minutes from Northern.
Gotcha. I was just thinking about, before we close out, last week the game with Northwest and Northern, 2 big-time teams in a big-time game, both teams from a little small town of Summerfield. Kind of weird. I know you guys sometimes say Northern's in Greensboro. Well, they're close to Greensboro, not exactly.
Yeah.
Northwest, they're not in Greensboro, actually kind of more than Summerfield.
Yeah.
Summerfield, crazy. How about the dream play for you tomorrow night in the game against Page? What would be your dream play?
Dream play. Huge breakaway running touchdown.
Breakaway running touchdown. Running touchdown.
Yep.
Wow, quarterback just said it. The breakaway running touchdown, the big TD. Now, you were there last year. The Page game last year was a close game last year, right?
Yes.
Did that go to overtime last year? Or close? It went close?
No, it was close. They kicked a field goal, I think, in the last 2 minutes of the game.
And they beat you? You lost to Page last year.
We were up at halftime, and then they came back and then kicked a field goal to go up at the end of the game.
No, that was one of the games I thought was close to overtime last year.
Yeah,
Very close.
we almost drove back to score again, but it ran out of time.
So, man, that's one game. You got to get that game back there.
Yeah,
you want
definitely
that
want
game
it back.
bad. It was a couple years ago. Northern played Page, I think, at Page.
Yep.
And Jack Mercer was there, and probably back in that day, Vance Boyer was there. I think Northern came back and won that game late in the game.
Coach was actually talking about that game today. Yeah, they were up at halftime and then started to slow down, and they came back, and then they got lucky and were able to score in the last minute of the game.
I call that play the drive. They drove it down the field, got the big touchdown. So some good competition between Page and Northern Guilford. Big one right at your place. What do you got to do to beat Page?
Just go play our game like we know we can, and execute our assignments, keep the penalties down.
Jaxson Kemp's with us, and again, your favorite place, that long run for the touchdown to win the game. What do you like running best at? Is it the middle area, get over to the left or right? Do you have a favorite spot to hit that hole you like to go to?
I usually like inside zone and then able to bounce it out. Yeah.
I can envision you going on the left side and going inside, like you say, bounce it out for like 10, 15, 20 more yards.
Yeah.
And drag you down. Don't tackle you. They got to bring you down.
Yeah.
Jaxson, good job, my man. As always, any college ideas lately? Any college places?
Not really. I've started to get a little bit of interest, but no offers yet.
It's going to be big next year. Got to be big. And plus, next year, it'll be weird. I mean, you guys are with Grimm's those guys now, but next year you'll be in a completely different conference.
Yeah.
And it could be the same. So you guys might just be an explosive team in that conference next year.
Yeah.
So do all you got to do this year. Go as far as you can, but don't forget next year, it's got to be you guys' peak year.
Yep.
Bring back that Northern Guilford Nighthawk 8th grade year next year.
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Thank
you.
you.
Jaxson Kemp with us. Dad's name again, first name? Your dad's first name?
Darren.
Darren. Got it. And your mother's name, first name?
Vicky.
I see them both occasionally on the internet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jaxson, he's going to watch this back on YouTube tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
And do you take sports media class?